So every controller is going to have a flow meter calibration. The number that you put in will vary on the size flow meter you have and also which kind of liquid controller you're running on. The John Deere Green Star controllers, it's the only controller where you're allowed to have 4 digits in, or where you can only have up to 4 digits in for your flow calibration. Every other controller you can have up to 5 digits. So because of that, this foot-long adapter cable you'll have to use in place, and that black shrink-wrapped piece in the middle is a resistor. What that does, it divides your pulses by 8, so we just call the cable a divide by 8 cable. So what you'll have to do is, when you look on the side of the flow meter, you'll see here where it says pulses per gallon. Go ahead and normally you can put that into your rate controller, but in the case for the Green Star, you have to divide that number by 8, and then this would be the flow meter calibration that you come up with. In this case, since the flow meter I'm using is 0.3 to 5 gallon per minute, my pulses per gallon is 11355, but I have to divide that by 8, which comes up to 1419. So that will be my flow meter calibration. And then your flow meter units will always be in gallon, just GAL. And then the cable that you're looking at on screen now, that is just our standard flow meter adapter cable, no resistor or anything in line. So when you're using this cable, which you should be using this cable with everything except for a Green Star controller, or even if you are using this with a Green Star controller, you're probably using a flow meter that's 0.6 to 13 gallon per minute or larger, because all those flow meters are only 4 digits for your flow meter calibration. But this is the cable that you would use instead. Say as we look at another kind of controller such as a Trimble or an AgLeader, when you go to your flow meter calibration, again, you can have up to 5 digits. So in this case, the flow meter I'm using is the same one, 0.3 to 5 gallon per minute. So when you look on the side, the flow meter calibration says 11355 pulses per gallon. So that is the value that I have put in here. Now say if this number was off, say if you had just 10,000, your flow meter will still say you're putting out the correct amount, but what you're actually applying is wrong. So once you put in your pulses per gallon, find out how many ounces you should be putting out per row per minute, do a catch test, and make sure that's right. And then looking at the AutoX controller, to go to your flow calibration, press and hold the cal button for about 3 seconds. Your red light turns on. That means you're in your settings mode. Turn your knob over to where it says flow calibration under volume. And for the AutoX controllers, whatever the pulses per gallon on your flow meter is stated as, you need to multiply it by 2, and that will be your flow calibration for your AutoX controller. So say if your pulses per gallon is 11355, multiply that by 2, and then your flow meter calibration would be 22710. Enter that. Once you enter your flow calibration number, press and hold the cal button for about 3 seconds. The red light shuts off. Then your setting will be saved. And on screen now will be a list of the calibration numbers you have. Make sure again you check on the side of the flow meter, see what size flow meter you have, see what your pulses per gallon is, compare it to the chart, see if you need the divide by 8 cable or not. If so, make sure you see that in your chart that you're looking at and put that number in appropriately. If you don't need it, then go ahead and just put in your pulses per gallon as seen on your flow meter and on this chart.